Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another one of our live tabletop matchups. Now, before we get into the video, just a couple of announcements. I'm probably going to be recording a giveaway video soon, thanks to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming, which they do actually have the team up codes on their site already. If you guys are interested in buying codes, don't forget to use code Orabomb. Don't forget to drop a like on the video because guess what? There's not going to be a layout because we're recording using a phone. I actually went and bought myself a pretty decent phone tripod, so it's easier for us to record, and it's good. The video quality is very good because iPhones, even though like I'm not the biggest fan of iPhones, which by the way, they give me a headache when it comes to transferring files, but but the camera quality is pretty good. So we're gonna actually stick with this for a little bit until I can get myself a new camera. But before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Answer comment question day being, which is the deck you're most excited about playing? Now to the left, you got me playing my favorite Malamar deck. This is Malamar with some tag teams, and it's like Mali spread with a couple tag teams. I made a bunch of changes, so this deck is actually pretty different than what I'm used to. And then to the right, you have Kate, as always, playing Venusaur, actually. Some Venusaur offensive stall. I don't know how you want to explain it, but it's got disruption, it's got attacking, it's got everything. So this game's only going to have 2 games because just like it takes forever to transfer the files, like a long time. So the process of recording these videos are a lot slower now, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. So Venusaur just attached muscle dumbbells earlier, which does give it 50 more HP. So now we're dealing with a 320 HP basic. Not exactly easy to knock out. We have like 2 ways to kind of deal with Venusaurs in this deck, but because they can heal with cards like Acerola, Max Potion, they have Shamans, they have different stadiums that reduce damage. There's a lot of things that make this Venusaur incredibly difficult to deal with. So I'm just gonna focus on setting up Malamar because I feel like if I'm going to win, I need to use that Necrozma over there and load up 6 energies to hit 350, I think. Is it 350? It's 360 plus 10, so 370. Other than that, I'll only hit 310, which is not enough. So we have to get 6 energies on a Necrozma throughout the game. So that's going to be the game plan. Get 6 energies in the discard pile, or like 5 in manual attachment, things like that. And just kind of try to set up Necrozma throughout the game. So that's what we're going to do here. It's our only way to Oko. But the thing is, if she Guzmas me, or anything like that, then all she's going to do is essentially, if she can manage to bring up that Necrozma, or if I attack with Necrozma, she has another Venusaur set up, all she needs to do is hit me with the GX attack, which does 180, which is a knockout, so it's kind of awkward. But I do want to thank you guys for all the support. I did manage to at least buy this tripod until we can get ourselves a new camera, of course. And let me know what you guys want to see me play next, because I've essentially exhausted everything. But yeah, I need you guys to know that because of how high quality is, we have to like, it's weird because like I don't know how exactly the iCloud works, because I don't really use iPhones, but like the iClouds are, maybe you guys can explain it to me, but like from what it said I can't transfer files that are video files that are more than 15 minutes a piece, which means I would have to like cut up the videos. I did find a way to transfer the files directly from the phone to the computer, which is why we have the whole footage and it's not chopped up or anything like that. But that took so long. Like I was actually sitting there waiting for like an hour. And also we're using Kate's phone because Kate's phone is actually pretty decent. Also, if you guys don't know what the Absol does on the bench, the Absol does increase the retreat cost of my Pokemon by 1, which means this topical code doesn't actually have free retreat anymore. But I am playing Viridian City in this deck list. Viridian City is just lets you discard a card and add a energy from your deck to your hand, which is good because you can then use Ultra Ball or Mysterious Treasure to discard that psychic energy. It's really good for keeping the energies flow in this deck a lot. I think it's better. I think it's better than Shrine of Punishment in this deck, let's say that. Because Shrine of Punishment means that your tag teams and your GXs and stuff like that you play down are going to be taking damage. But this is a stadium, which helps you win against these awkward stadium wars with these Prism stadiums. So I think playing stadiums is really important in the deck. It's a good stadium to play. Helps you thin your hand down, which helps you with Ericas and Lilies and stuff like that. And it lets you, it's better than playing like a million energies, because you're gonna find, because if you find the stadium with cards like Ultra Ball or even Jirachi, I'm not currently playing Jirachi right now, but Jirachi is something I'm gonna be testing in the future with this deck. Although I kind of feel like if I play Jirachi, I have to cut down on the Cocos and the Shining Arceus, and then I have to play like Escape Boards, which is like a lot more cards to play. But it's easy to find it, is what I'm trying to say. It's a lot easier to find it than before because we're digging so much. But I'm gonna play Nest Ball here. I need another way to win this deck. Win this game is probably something you'll be seeing later. I'll probably show it up on screen whenever I get to that point. But yes, like the files are really big. And then I have to put them onto my USB drive to my computer because we're recording this on Kate's phone because Kate has the actual good iPhone. So we can actually use her phone to record things easier. And then from there, we had to transfer it. Because I didn't bring my computer, we had to transfer it directly from her phone to her computer. And maybe it's because her computer's old, but it took forever. And then from her computer to my USB drive, to my USB drive, to my computer, so I can actually edit it for you guys. But what you're seeing on screen right now, usually whenever I record, it's like all the way out, so I could put the overlay on top and you should still be able to see the majority of the screen. Well, because of how the tripod is, it's only, this is as much screen as I recorded. So it's hard to put an overlay on top because I'm gonna be blocking out the prizes, the decks, even some of the bench spot if I'm not careful. So for that reason, I'm not putting the overlay in until we can figure out what to do, but I'm still gonna try to put the pictures of the cards and the information of what they do onto the board. But that first attack was 50, and then burns, confuses, and poisons. So essentially does 80, but then we flip for burn and stuff like that. So it's really nice because not only is it really like a decent attack, it's for a grass DCE, but it also makes your opponent have to switch around and stuff like that, which is really awkward a lot of the time, especially if you play Absol over there, which makes it even harder for them to switch around because they're just going to have to attack you by flipping every turn because you're confused. There's not much you can do about that except for use Guzma. Now I have a Guzma in hand and I'm really debating because what I want to do is I really want to take a knockout with Necrozma. GX attacking doesn't do anything because that Shaman on the bench heals their active grass Pokemon by 20, and then the Stadium means they take 30 less damage from attacks. So if I were to GX, I'm only doing 70 to both of her Venusaurs, and then she can heal 40 of it. And that's not including cards like Potion and stuff, which is a problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and Guzma up that Absol because I don't think I have enough energies, basic energies in the deck right now to actually get away with winning with Necrozma. So we're gonna take a prize here. We did get another Psychic. I think that was all I needed. I believe in this game, if I remember correctly, we had 3 Psychic Energies prize and only 5 in the deck or something along the lines of that. I don't actually remember the counts off the top of my head, but she's gonna go ahead and enhance Hammer, which is kind of annoying because that means now I have free retreat thanks to Absol, so it's not a huge deal, but you know, I don't really need the DCs in this game because what am I gonna do with them except for have them as manual attachments? I can maybe Guzma around, knock out the Shamans with cards like Giratina and stuff. But luckily she did not find a energy card to punish us with, because if she found a DCE, she could have just GX'd us, or even another basic energy. And then the GX would have taken a knockout, she would have taken 2 prizes, then we had to find Rescue Stretcher to actually get it back on the board and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard. So what I want to do here is, there it is, the Gengar Mimikyu. This card is kind of like the secret tech in this matchup. Now, if you guys don't know, its first attack does 50 damage for 2 energies. It does 50 damage times the amount of trainer cards in your opponent's hands. That's trainer cards. That includes stadiums, supporters, and items. So it does a lot of damage. 50 times, if they only have 3, that's 150 damage. That's a lot of damage for only 2 energies. But its GX attack is where this really comes into play. So what its GX attack does is just, we're not going to be using it this turn, but we're going to be using it next turn. Its GX attack does, if you have 1 energy, your opponent can't play any cards from their hand next turn, which means they can't attach energies, they can't play trainers, supporters, items, anything like that, which is really good for us. But more importantly, if you have an extra energy card attached to it, you can, I think it has to be Psychic, but if you have an extra energy card attached to it, both players draw until they have 7 cards in their hand. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put myself in a position to where I can Guzma up since she has no energies currently, I can Guzma up the other Venusaur and then use a GX attack, force her to draw, and hopefully, which the chances are very high based off the kind of deck that Venusaur is playing, hopefully she will have so many items in her hand from drawing those extra cards that I'll be able to take Okos. Now, I would like to bump the Stadium as well to kind of increase my odds, but she did knock out the Necrozma. Now our game plan is to try to get another Necrozma set up with 6 energies, which shouldn't be that bad. So that's just going to be what we do here. Now, do we have the Guzma in hand? We need the Guzma in order for this to work out the best way that it can. So we're going to bench Marshadow because we don't have the Guzma in hand. So we're going to GX, right? The game plan is the Guzma GX. We have so many Guzmas left in our deck. I remember I'm now, like, the game's coming back to me where I thinned the deck down so much to where we have a lot of Guzmas left. So the chances of us drawing it are really high. So we're going to use Marshadow and hopefully find Guzma up the Venusaur and try and GX and hopefully, and then also draw a bunch of cards so that we have all these options ready for next turn. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and draw, and she's going to draw an extra 3 cards. She'll have a total of 8 cards in her hand by the time it's my turn. She can't do anything. She can't switch. She can't play any cards, she can't attach energy, which is where we just come into play and I think we just attack, and then we reveal we got 7. 7 beauties right there. 7 is just enough because we did whiff the stadium, so it was a really risky play, but 7 is enough. I believe that's a lot of damage actually. 350, that's a lot, but it's enough to take a knockout. She didn't have muscle pad on that one either, so less worrisome. She's gonna nest ball, get another Venusaur down, and now we can attack with Gengar again because she's most likely not going to take a knockout on it, and then hopefully Gengar can potentially get us a prize, maybe, but she needs to start burning all the trainer cards in her hand. So that's what you see she's doing right now. Judge's Whistle, Crushing Hammer, another Judge's Whistle. Judge's Whistle either lets you get a Judge from your discard pile onto your hand, or draw a card. So she's playing her Nest Ball, her Great Ball, or her Nest Ball and Net Ball, not Great Ball. Getting a Grass Energy from her deck, as well as a Shaman onto the bench. So this deck, super consistent. There's a lot of cards that can help you dig through, and then she's just gonna go ahead and burn, confuse, and poison me. So we're gonna roll for burn real quick, and we stayed burn, I think, right? No, we got rid of the burn, but we are confused, which means we have to potentially Guzma here to try to, because we have more Guzmas, right? I told you we try to get as many Guzmas into our deck as possible so we can draw into them. So it's a tough choice, but yeah, we're going to Guzma there, and we're just going to do damage. We're going to try to put this thing in range. As you can see, we're just manually retreating because there's no more Absol, right? Attach an energy there, and the game plan here is to do enough damage to where Necrozma can finish her off. Because it's hard for this deck to switch unless you play lots of switches, lots of Guzmas. Now, this Venusaur deck that we're playing right now is based off the builds that are doing decently well in Japan. And in Japan, they're not playing a lot of Guzmas, a lot of switch cards. There's only 4 cards left in my deck, but as you can see, it doesn't really matter. We will see how much damage we can hit her for, but we have to be careful on the deck out too. But we're going to get rid of that stadium so we can do even more damage. And she can heal with her Shamans, of course. She'll be able to heal 60 damage, but as long as we can do some, we're just going to keep thinning, because in case she can judge us, which, like I said earlier, this deck definitely does play judge, we're going to try our best to avoid having a bunch of Cluck in our hand. Because in order for us to win, we're only going to hit her for, I believe, 100 here. Because there's no more stadium. 100, then she can heal 60, so she's going to be at 40. But that's fine, because that 270 HP is now down to 230, which means that we only have to hit them for 61, 21, 80, for only 4 energies now with our Necrozma, which is a lot better than what it was beforehand. So we want her to take a knockout now, so we're going to keep trying to attack for the sake of attacking, because we don't care if she takes 3 prizes as long as we can close out this game. Now we have another treasure. We can continue to thin our deck if we need to, but I think what's going to end up happening is just we want to hold on to 1 Psychic Energy in hand because we have 3 Malamars down. So if we can get Necrozma down, there's 3 attachments as well as 1 manual attachment, which is 4, just enough for a knockout. But we're going to go ahead and hit for another 100. I don't believe she played any trainers next turn, so she's just going to go ahead and heal another 60. And she could GX and fully heal herself if she can find another Grass Energy, but she didn't find another Grass Energy, and she can't retreat very easily either. There's an Aether, so it does make things a little bit harder. Now we have to hit her for more. She's gonna heal here, guys, don't worry. She told me that she forgot earlier, but we're talking about the math and how it's an exact knockout here. And I believe she said she forgot to heal. Yeah, we're gonna remove the 6. Yeah, okay, that's what happened. Maybe she did say it and we just forgot, but she still has 100 damage on her, I believe. Maybe more, I don't actually remember. We're gonna Acrobike, find our Stretcher, get our Necrozma, and this is gonna be enough for a knockout because she does have 100 damage on her. We actually don't need to do nearly as much damage as we did before because we have the manual attachment as well. And that's gonna be game 1, Necrozma finishing off. So this deck is kind of annoying to fight with Malamar because we don't actually have a lot of OHKO potential in this deck. And that's the format right now. There's besides like, if playing a bunch of Electro Powers at the same turn with like Pika-ROM decks, there's not really a lot of ways to OHKO. So that's where, and Pika-ROM does okay because of Zeraora as well, Zeraora being able to, being able to give free retreat, so even the Absol doesn't matter, and so we can switch around our Confusion and Poison and just have multiple attackers, including things like Zapdos. But like other decks, besides I guess fire decks, have a hard time OHKOing it because they reduce so much damage, they heal so much damage, and they can just continuously attach throughout the game, especially with the added consistency of Nest Ball. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to game 2 here. But these are two decks I think are going to be very, very, very good. I know Venusaur can sometimes steal games, but the problem with Venusaur is that even with weakness policy, it's very difficult to beat Blacephalon. Blacephalon can really rack up a lot of damage. I mean, the most they have is 300 HP, right? So like you can just stall for a little bit and then get 6 energies onto your board and take a huge knockout with Blacephalon. And you can do that a couple of times. Like you can let your other Pokemon be knocked out if you're taking 3 prizes at once, even if they have a weakness policy on hand, right? So I figured there's no point running the weakness policy because the Blacephalon matchup is still going to be difficult regardless. But I did leave our EV Snorlax here. Now, EV Snorlax is a very good Pokemon, just not in this matchup. Its first attack lets you attach an energy from your hand, which is good. So it can help you with your second attack. Oh, this is really adorable. Some little girl gave both of us a penny because she was trying to wish us good luck. This is the day of the pre-release. I wasn't able to afford it, so I didn't attend. I went to go do Feebas stuff instead, which, by the way, Feebas Day, complete garbage, but that's a different video. You got the bodybuilding, or the whatever it's called, the muscle pad, whatever, knee pad, knee bracers, whatever you want to call that card. I don't actually know the English version yet, but it's out already. But yeah, so this girl was giving us good luck for the pre-release, which I used that penny to help me get my 1 shiny Feebas, which was more than a lot of people could say. I like to get 1 of each Pokemon, so I wanted to get 1 shiny Feebas, 1 shiny Milotic on my Pokedex. But it's fine, whatever. I can't complain too much. Now let's see if we can have a decent opening hand. We have a lot of treasures in our hand from the looks of it. 2 treasures and an Ultra Ball, maybe? I think that's what it says. Now we only need 1 rescue stretcher because we're not going to let too many Pokemon get knocked out from the looks of it. But it's, oh yeah, Snorlax's attack. For 4 energies, it does 120. If you're an evolved Pokemon, you hit for 120 more damage. So it's really good against things like Zoroark and against a lot of evolution-based decks. It's really good versus Guardy. Although, yeah, you hit 240 versus Guardy, so like you Oko Guardies, which is really, really, really good for you. Also, once again, the tripod is new. We figured out issues with the tripod, so it's never going to move like this much again, and it'll be more center screen for the future. So don't worry about that. This is why we're not doing too much with the layout right now, because once I can clean everything up and make it look good, then I'll start worrying a little bit more about how the layout looks. So forgive me, this is just a test video, but the games were good, so I wanted to upload it. Now, Snorlax and Eevee's GX attack does 210, and if you have, I forget the amount, but some extra energy attached to it, you actually hit, you can actually shuffle your deck or draw 10. Actually, you know, I should probably double check that. Let me actually double check that right now, because I feel like I'm wrong about that. Snorlax, Eevee, why is my, okay, Snorlax, Eevee, GX. Let's double check here. I'm gonna pull it up on the computer. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I have a question of the day for you guys. I'm sorry, can you not? Here it is. I have a question of the day for you guys. When it comes to these Tag Team GX cards, this is actually something I'm personally curious about. Do you guys prefer the full art version, or do you prefer the alternate artwork version? Because I can't really tell which one I like the most. I think I want the full arts because it's more consistent throughout for all the other GXs. It makes the deck look better. But the alternate art versions are actually really nice looking. So, but Megaton Friends GX is 210. If you have at least 1 extra energy attached to it, you may draw cards until you have 10 in your hand. So it's not shuffle draw 10. It's just draw until you have 10. You hit 210. It's 4 energies, but with the extra energy, you can do the drawing. So it's actually really nice. It's a really, really strong GX attack because you can generally take a big knockout with it. And then also, like, it's a really good mid-game to late-game attack, or specifically mid-game, right? Because you can take a big knockout with it and then refresh your hand so that you have 10 cards in your hand and that you're pretty much saying, hey, I have a lot of options for the following turn. How are you going to do this? You have to judge me or something, because otherwise I'm most likely going to win. I probably have a Guzma in my hand, that kind of thing. So it makes a really, really strong GX attack. But we can't hit more. We don't want to use this GX attack because Gengar's GX attack is much better in this deck because it almost guarantees a knockout every time. While hitting 210 with things like Aether is not good enough. Like, we don't play Choice Band in this deck. And even if we did play Choice Band, we still wouldn't be taking a knockout. We would have to do a lot of softening and then come in with a 5 energy GX attack. That's a lot of energies. That is a lot of energies, which is not going to be something easy we can do. And then weakening is already hard in this deck without putting in a lot of effort, only because of, like, what's it called? Only because of I remember this turn because I was like, did I attach return or not? I don't actually remember if I attached return. I actually wasn't watching because I was looking up the video. But if I did attach twice for return, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Trust me, it won't matter. But hitting 210 is not good enough. And our GX attack, just in general, isn't like super good in this matchup because we're never going to be able to take Okos. 320 HP. with Aether Paradise is incredibly difficult to actually take down. And if she has too much time, she'll be able to heal. And we don't have like, it's very difficult is what I'm trying to say. So our general GX attack option is going to be Gengar. And usually Gengar on a Pokemon that is not ready or like it's easy enough to just retaliate and stuff like that. So that's the game plan right now. And then we just want to finish the game by taking big Oko damage with Necrozma as well. So those are the 2 cards we need. Now, if I remember correctly, in this game, my Necrozma was prized. So we were really, I was really like grasping at straws here, doing my best to try to put myself in a position to be able to win this game with just Gengar. I'd have to take multiple knockouts or at least 1 knockout and do my best to try to find the Necrozma off the prizes. But here we're just going to get Marshadow. Try to once again pull off that Guzma GX play because I feel like that's one of the few ways we can win. But here we actually need to find an energy. So we're going to Nest Ball here just to burn. We're not going to actually play it down because we're going to use the Marshadow this turn. We're going to do the same strategy that we did last game and hopefully we can stick. We don't have a follow-up though. That's the problem right now. Because we're going to Guzma here and now we have to Marshadow and find a basic. Now we haven't found any basics yet or Viridian City. So we have lots of odds to find the basic or Viridian City to get ourselves an energy. So that's not the hard part. The hard part is the follow-up turn because we're going to take a knockout. Almost assuredly, because we're going to GX here and then just go from there. She can't play anything. There's nothing she can do to prevent the situation. And the only thing that sucks is that I really want to find a stadium. But we're going to GX. Hopefully, I'm going to Ultra Ball first, though, so I can draw 7. But hopefully off the GX, we can find the stadium so we can bump it and hit even less damage. She doesn't have muscle dumbbells or whatever. I keep calling them muscle dumbbells. Muscle pad. So she can't. It's going to be a lot easier to knock it out because we're only going to have to hit 270 if we find the stadium off of a shuffle, off of a draw until we have 7. She draws and passes. My turn. Now, can we find the stadium? It doesn't look like we actually have the stadium, so that kind of sucks. I might put in a 3rd one because right now we're only playing 2. But here we're just going to thin and try to draw as much as possible. We're going to Ultra Ball just to get anything out of the deck and continue to thin. And then from there, we might just Lily or we'll see. Because we don't actually need this Tapu Koko right now. We're just kind of keeping it around. I'm always attaching an energy to Tapu Koko. It looks like we have enough. We have probably more than enough there to take a knockout. It looks like I'm attaching a Tapu Koko in case she ever plays down that Absol and then makes it harder for me to retreat. I want to at least always have a retreat option, which is why I'm attaching the energy to Tapu Koko. But from here, this is where it gets kind of difficult. We have to attack now. We have to attack now. We're going to be burning Confused Range. We have to land heads, weaken, because we did not find Necrozma off the prize. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we actually did not find Necrozma off the prizes, which means that we don't actually have a follow-up play. The best we can do is hit for enough to put it in range of potentially another attacker. But the only other attackers that we have are cards like Giratina, which only does 100 because of the stadium, and she can heal the damage that we do to her if we do land heads off this confusion. And we can't let her knock out another GX Pokemon, so we can't just sit there and be active if it puts us in range. So we have to bring in a bunch of non-GX attackers, but we don't have any bench space either, which means we're probably going to have to do things like set up Malamar. Like, as you can see, my board state in this game is actually awful because of that situation. So I think it was a misplay. Maybe I should have never played down that Koko and just relied on Guzma or letting her take knockouts on like these non-GX Pokemon throughout the game. But the only way for us to potentially win is try to take knockouts with like Malamar. While Aether's on the board, we can't actually spread with Koko, so those Shamans will actually have to... Those Shamans won't take any damage. Malamar only does 60, which is not enough to knock out a Shaman, which is unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and retreat here. But yeah, Malamar can't knock out Shamans, which sucks. But we can at least weaken him, because I believe they have a... What's it? I don't remember actually. I believe they have 80 HP. With 80 HP, we hit for 60, minus 30, that's 50, and then she heals 40. So we're only overall doing 10 damage, which is nothing at all. But at this point in the game, we need to take a prize, because if we can take a prize, we can maybe knock out. If we can take a prize, we can maybe get Necrozma off the prizes and go from there. Just try to set up Necrozma for the rest of the game. So we're going to let her take a knockout, obviously. And then from there, we're going to probably set up something. I just don't know. We need to set up some sort of attacker. Something that can knock out the Shamans with our last remaining Guzmas. And yeah, Giratina is good, because Giratina can do that 130 for only 3 energies. As long as we have a manual attachment, we should always be able to we should always be able to attack. And we just have to Guzma and just pray. We have to try to get Necrozma off the prize here. But I believe this is my last Guzma. Or at least my last one I want to use. I have one more left and I might have to use it later in case she wants to retreat a damaged Venusaur. But we're going to try to attack a Venusaur. But the problem is she hits 150 with her second attack, which means we're just going to be knocked out here. And then she'll be down to one prize, which means at this point in the game, the only thing we can do, because we never got Necrozma off the prizes, is just prey off a Poltergeist. Because what else can we do, really? We don't have any bench space. We have nobody that can tank hits. So Venusaur just like a pure tanking monster. She's just playing all the items in her hand. So it's making it even more difficult for us to reliably get down a Poltergeist knockout. But we can't judge her. We can't Marshadow her. We can't put her below a 4-card hand because the only way to take an Oko is for her to have, I believe, six items in her hand. So if we can bump the stadium, which is what we're trying to do right now, we only need, I believe, 5. No, that's not true. We still need 6 no matter what. Does she have the muscle pad? Oh, she has muscle pad that we need 7, right? So with this, we only need 6 items if we can find the stadium. So that's our game plan right now, is just try to find the stadium. Attaching there still, just because I'm still afraid of the cards like Absol. But we're going to rescue Stretcher here. In case we don't get... Oh, no, we're just rescue Stretching for the sake of thinning. Never mind, yeah. So I know we have one more Malamar in the deck, so if we need to. All right, there's a 3-card deck. There isn't much going on right now. Lily, I believe there was 2 stadiums there, and yeah, we guaranteed it. So no matter what, we were going to get a stadium there. But here, we're just going to Poltergeist and pray. And she showed us the hand, and it's not enough for a knockout. She's just going to go ahead and take a knockout here. So that's going to be game 2. Thank you guys for watching. I might do a game 3 in the future if you guys really want me to, but I don't really plan on doing it personally. I could maybe do one, though, if you guys really, really want to see a game 3. It's just really hard for me to record on this camera, like, on the whim. I have to do a bunch of, like, preemptive planning and, like, things like that in order for a camera to record. Hey, look at us move. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know. Answer any comment question of the days. I'm gonna go ahead and announce this giveaway here, and then make a proper giveaway announcement video in the future. But any comment that we get in any of our team up videos gives you a chance to win a a team up booster box, courtesy of me and our sponsors at Guardian Gaming. So if you guys want a chance to win a booster box from Guardian Gaming, a team up booster box, then leave a comment in any of my team up videos. Essentially all videos from January 1st till the end of the month, as long as you one entry per video. So that means each of you, if you go through the work, have a chance of getting 30-ish, maybe less than that, maybe like 25-ish entries. I don't actually know how many videos I uploaded this month, but quite a few. It's probably going to be around 25-ish entries. And then I'm thinking about doing other entries through like the Twitter thing like I did last time, where you take a screenshot of yourself. I'm not too sure yet, though. We'll talk about that in the future whenever I actually make the video. Regardless, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz. Answer the comment question today being that, as well as what you guys think. Do you guys prefer the special artworks or the full art? I'm kind of leaning towards the full art, especially when it comes to Snorlax Eevee. I kind of don't like the special artwork for Snorlax Eevee, but the full art looks really nice, I think. The design of it is really pretty, but the special artwork is kind of lame. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.